Sorry you probably heard a echo there for a second. How's everyone doing? Let's see what we got here. Pity Pat Matt was first in. Looks like he's excited for the stream. OXO, welcome to the stream as well. Good evening to you.
I don't know that one.
And every time I say OXO, that one thinks I say Alexa. She started to flash purple. Huh. I noticed that the other day, and I was wondering why that's starting to happen. But anyway, probably just, you know, monitoring everything I do. Let's see what else we got here. Mackenzie also stopped by. Thanks for stopping in before we went live. Hopefully you're able to make it in. And hey, you should stop by and bring me some of that. Homemade chicken fettuccine alfredo. That's better than what I had for dinner tonight. I had fast food. It's not good for me, but man, I can't give it up that easy. Oh, what do we got here? Party on as well. Hey, Red Dog 356, welcome to the stream. Savage Duck, welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone keeping busy? Keeping sane? You know, summer for me is dwindling down as it's scheduled to have the kids come back to school next week. Next Friday. Hoping to get more news on the Apple emulator computer. Are you, Julius? Welcome to the stream as well. Really, that project is kind of paused at the moment because I don't have access to the 3D printer. But I know I'm kind of focused in on the TurboGrafx 16 right now. That kind of took over a lot of my focus. But if we get shut down again, or if we get stay at home or anything like that, I guarantee I'll pick that back up because I will have more time to work on it. Right now is not a really good time to work on a project like that. The shutdown was the perfect time because I had nowhere to go outside of work, so it really helped get things up there. But rest assured, I will get back to it. Kira Godzilla, what's up? Watched the 1978 movie Grease, and it's a really good musical movie. It's one of my favorite in terms of musicals. That was too bad about John Travolta, though. Actually catching the COVID-19, I think, didn't he? They thought at first it was Saturday Night Fever, but because he had chills and they were multiplying. Oh yeah, love fast food. Yeah, it's just it's so quick and convenient, isn't it? I live in a very small town, and I only have like literally 3 options for fast food, but one of them, of course, every town has, or every area has a fast food restaurant that is worse than all the rest that you will never go to. Mine, believe it or not, is Pizza Hut. Our Pizza Hut in town here is terrible. I don't know if it's gotten any better in the last 10 years, but I've lived here all my life, and that place is so inconsistent in quality. Half the time I call up there to order a pizza, and they're out of crust. I'm like, how are you out of crust? It's like McDonald's running out of hamburgers, which I've experienced as well. But anyway, not to badmouth that. Why does junk food taste so much better than healthy food? Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it's just because it's genetically how we're programmed. You know, it's high in, I mean, it's engineered to do that. There was somebody who was talking about why do people continue to eat fast food, and I think it's because they designed it to be addicting. They designed it to hit our taste buds just right. Trying to figure out how to open a poster in a tube you got. Ooh, be careful with that. I had a bad experience with you guys might make fun of it, but I got an original Star Wars Episode 1 poster. I'm trying to get the whole set, and right now I have Episodes 1 original. I have Episode 1 and Episode 7 are the only 2 original ones that I have. Oh wait, I may have Revenge of the Sith. I think I got that one too. And Revenge of the Sith was my favorite. I keep that one in storage now. It used to hang up in my bedroom as a kid. So hopefully that goes well. Alexo says he's doing all good. Kids all go back here early September, so we've been told. You know what? And the funny thing is, or I don't want to say funny. The ironic thing is we may have a later start than normal. We may have to push back the start dates And that depends because they've been doing construction on our buildings, and of course, because they had all that extra time due to our shutdown. They were supposed to get an early start, but oh, it's every construction project I've ever been a part of always goes over schedule and over budget usually, at least personally for me. Don't know why that is either. We can talk about that. Exactly. Why can't modern science make healthy foods taste like fast food? Hey, if someone, I mean, I watched something on believe it or not, 60 Minutes about how they extract flavors and how they can literally make anything taste like anything. And I forgot what the example was. I think chicken was the big one. They wanted to make everything taste like chicken in that episode. But I thought to myself, why can't you make lettuce taste like bacon? If you could do that, I think I could easily go vegan. But there's a difference between taste like and the substance in your stomach, but I think, at least taste-wise, I could probably go close. Well, the game I'm starting first tonight is Salamander, and this is for the PC Engine, as you guys see, because I don't think this ever got released in the US. So that's why I got it on here. It's also available on other consoles. You can get this on, I think you can get this on Nintendo. I think the game is called Life Force on the NES. And what I'm hoping to see is an upgraded version of that, because unfortunately that game does suffer from slowdown, sprite flickering, and all the 8-bit issues. But I'm hoping the TurboGrafx / PC Engine can power through them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Oops, I'll catch up on the comments real quick. Am I getting the Sega Astro Mini? I'll say this, I don't plan on it yet. I don't know why I always notice that this is not on, not when I look over here, but when I look at the camera. I always notice that that's not on. So, yeah, I may look into it, but like I said, I'm not, because I own a lot of original hardware, I'm not really too excited for the re-releases. The only mini console I was really excited for was actually the Commodore 64. And the Commodore 64 Mini, I'm actually excited for the Commodore 64 full version because I never owned a Commodore 64. And I have the original hardware, but it's very finicky. It 90% of the time does not work. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I was referring to the Plus 4 there. 90% of the time that does not work. The Commodore 64 I have does not power on. So I've got to wait till I get some parts for it, or have someone who can diagnose it further than I can at the moment. So, yeah, see the food science is there right there already. Yep. Oh, there's a lot behind it in your house. It's been in development for like 6 years. And seeing that the same, and work just starting on new homes. Oh yeah, it's the same everywhere. I don't know what it is. You know, sometimes my car repairs have been that way too. Oh, that's terrible. I need turbo. Okay, so far I can tell a difference because there is a ton of sprites on it. There we go. So that's turbo. Isn't there a way to charge up your weapon in here or no? Ooh, I need speed. I'm crawling here. Yeah. Remember, Japanese version automatically means higher difficulty. Okay, so at least we start over at the beginning. Unfortunately, we'll probably see a lot of we'll probably see a lot of me dying. This is another side-scrolling shooter. Again, Salamander. I know I don't have the picture up there tonight. That's partially to do with my technical difficulties of last week, but also it gave me the ability to change my opening theme music today. So if you guys heard that, I'll play it again at the end of the stream too, is my plan. That was dangerous. Okay. I'm kind of oh my gosh. That is insane. See? This is all about recognizing the pattern. But I'm about to beat the high score. Oh, come on. Now I'm stuck here. I do not remember this being as big of a pain. See it? I don't remember this being as big of a pain on the NES, but probably because it couldn't render all that. Okay. So I really just need to focus on... I'm trying to focus on the upper half of the screen and avoiding the spikes, but man, that's not going to work out. Very thankful for a turbo button. There's been no speed upgrade. That is going to... Oh, that's going to take care of it. Push start to continue. I don't think I want to waste to continue on stage 1, so I'll let this run out. There we go. That Konami logo is nostalgic, though, for sure. All right, let's take a look here. Who's going to watch State of Play this week? You know, I've always wanted to try to do... I don't know how the other, like, the bigger YouTubers out there... I don't know how they I know how they do it physically, but I don't know how they get away with live streaming that event and showing the reaction during it. I would love to do something like that. Unfortunately, as I tell people, I work for a living, so I will be at work when that airs, so I'll probably have to watch the replay. From what I've heard, it's going to be PS4 stuff. So I'm glad that they set that expectation out now, but I don't know, people seem to be freaking out on every single piece of news coming out about the PS5. And I feel like it's all about stuff that should have been, or that would have been announced at E3. So I'm really torn about what I'm getting excited for. It's all going to come down to this. I think I'm going to wait to even get a PS5. I'm going to go through this here in a second, but I'm just going to get this out of the way. I think I'm going to wait to get a PS5 till I see everyone else get it and what everyone else's complaints are about it. And I'm going to judge. I'm going to wait and see Xbox One. Would that actually be worth getting instead? You know, this weekend, I'm going to be talking about... sometime I'm going to do a video on this trip. I got to figure out... I got a huge backlog of videos from retro gaming runs, but I went on another big one, first one in about a month, and I picked up a whole bunch of OG Xbox games. Original Xbox games, because you can't call them Xbox One games if they're the original ones. So, and that's because I owned like maybe 15 games for that system. So I went out and I just started buying whatever I don't own that's cheap. Anything that was under $5. There is one game I paid more than $5 for, but because it was brand new and sealed. Maybe I'll wait till the video for that to come out. You have the C64 Maxi, yeah. I got that little one. Now, is the Maxi, is that the big one, Julius? Rumor is Amiga next year? Oh, I'd want one of those too. See, that's what I'm excited for because, like I said, maintaining old computer hardware is not fun for me. I mean, it's interesting to do, and I don't mind playing with it, but I'd rather it work first. I want to make sure all those work, and unfortunately, it's really hard to keep that. And an Amiga would be awesome because I've never owned an Amiga. I've probably played some of the software before, but I've never even emulated it, so I'd love to get like a first impression on there. They released a VIC-20 full version. Okay, I do have a VIC-20 that works, so I'm very happy about that. I've had no luck on getting a Commodore 64. Let me see, and I'm probably gonna say this wrong. I say Amico or Amico. will a quiet early release with little fanfares, and its services will shut down 3 to 4 years. Runner at loss due to digital only. Yeah, probably, unfortunately. The Amiga went up on some Watch Mojo list, probably. Top 10 most... Top 10 ideas failed from the get-go? No. I don't want to give them ideas because they also are more successful than me on YouTube, so... But again, they do it for a living. I don't know, man, kind of into it. Yeah, for me, it's kind of... I don't know if you're referring to the PS5 hype. I like some of the things, but what I don't like is rumor. And unfortunately, due to the lack of information out there, all of the reporting is rumor. There's nothing confirmed for, like, you know, every single time I see an event out too, oh, will this be the time they release the price and the release date? I'm like, not if Xbox hasn't done it. So, I mean, there's something like that. That's the reason you're better than someone with 1 million subs. In a way, I like the freedom that allows me, but I don't think, even if I had 1 million subs, I don't think I would try to change my... I wouldn't stay brand loyal unless, of course, you know, if I had a sponsor or anything like that, I don't know. That's what I said. I don't think I would do that just because I want to keep my opinion my own. I don't really care enough to have someone buy my opinion off. But then again, I haven't been offered, so if someone offered me a bunch of money, I might just say, hey, PS5 was the only way to go from the beginning. Boy, was I wrong for ever suggesting Microsoft was, or the other way around. But thank you, Victor. I appreciate that. By the way, welcome to the stream if I haven't said so yet. State of play, yep, will be only PS4, PSVR stuff for 40 minutes. But you're excited for PSVR. I kind of am too. I saw the... I was at Best Buy the other day and I saw they had a store display for Iron Man VR. And I almost picked it up, but that particular store was sold out of the game. They only had the VR bundles. Unless that's how they're selling it now. I didn't see it at Walmart either. But Walmart's selection hasn't really been great the past few times I've been there. I don't usually go there, and GameStop is, unfortunately, they limit the amount of people that can go into a GameStop at a time, and their limit is like 5 people, including the people who work there. So, if there's a wait, I don't go in, I just leave. And unfortunately, that was the same way yesterday for me. I did go to a couple retro game stores, but they didn't have much for... They didn't have Iron Man VR in there anyway. Hey Jeff, welcome to the stream. So what's going on? Hope you're having a great night. Any thoughts on the Dreamcast 2 that's supposed to be coming out in September? I haven't heard that specific date. I haven't heard anything about September for Dreamcast 2. The only thing I would be excited for is if it had backwards compatibility. Because if I can get native HDMI out of my console, I know you can do the VGA box and whatever like that, but it's only supported on some games. But if it can get native HDMI out on all of my old games, I'd be for it. I'd be willing to pick that up. How's your night going? Sony confirmed the PS5 will support PS4 games. Well, that's true. And PSVR with a free adapter. PS4 controller for PS4 games on PS5. Not entirely certain, but PS5 may support PS5 games. Yeah, I agree. At least it should anyway. I was actually shocked at this huge thing about... it must involve... There we go. This is what I couldn't do earlier that I was trying to do. There we go. Now, I'm probably going to die quicker this time now that I was able to successfully do that the first time. I was surprised at the backlash from fans about the PS4 controller not being supported for PS5 games. And I sat there going, yeah, because in what reality has Sony ever said they're going to support their old controller on the next console? I thought it was ridiculous that the PS3 controller would not be supported on the PS4 back in the day, but now I'm like, alright, Sony's never going to give that up. Make everyone buy the controller again. Why not? Why wouldn't they? Ooh, I almost went right into the path of that bullet. You know what they need? I want Sony to support the TurboGrafx 16 controller on their console. It had just as likelihood of happening. Alright, so... Oh! See, I was still in that flight pattern for trying to avoid these teeth or whatever they are. That is tight to get through. This tunnel is designed to make kids have nightmares. Some Japanese game programmer is sleeping comfortably. And that's tight as well. And to see, it just comes out of nowhere. You can't play this game defensively, if I remember correctly. And by remember correctly, I mean remember 5 seconds ago. Because every time... That's very touchy. This may be as far as I get each time. I wonder if there is a... I'll have to look up and see if there's a level select code. Just so we can see more than the first 5 seconds of the game. See, you can't ride right in the front. You can't ride right in the back. That is frustrating. Meant to say PS5 may support PS4 digital games. That would be something. I think that... Yeah, that's probably true. Because they're still selling games on there. But I'm curious if they will support the games that you got for free on PlayStation Plus on the PS5. There's a good reason why they weren't able to do that. PS1 controller is unusable on PS2. I'm sorry, is usable. I read that wrong. Yes, you are correct. I was just about to say, I'm like, that's not right. The trailer's posted on YouTube for the Dreamcast 2. Definitely looks backwards compatible. I did see the Saturn, the console from, is it Analog that's doing it? That's supposed to be the Saturn. How about Gradius 2 as the next game? Is Gradius 2 on the TurboGrafx? I have no problem with that. Let's see. Let's switch a game here. I gave it a couple of shots. I knew I wasn't going to get far through it. But I'm just, like I said, I'm capturing footage, so I don't have to get very far into the game. I've already played Salamander before, so I know what it's like. It's good on here. I like the graphics better. There's minimal sprite flickering. So that's good. Back. Let's see if I have Gradius 2 on here. Because again, even though the aspect ratio is warped, I have regular Gradius for the PC Engine. Let's check that out. So I'm not emulating this. This is real hardware. But the aspect ratio is stretched due to my HDMI converter. So here's the original Gradius. Now this one I remember a bit more on the NES. Look at these graphics. The bright green. This kind of 3D perspective you have here. That's pretty neat. Art style is on there pretty good. I do have some other games I had planned to play, but since I didn't spend very long on Salamander, I have no problem doing this. We'll let that intro play for a little bit. But yes, and even there is a adapter. I can't remember. Is it for the PS2 controller to work on the PS3 initially, so that you could play PS2 games when it was backwards compatible on there? But I don't think the PS1 controller worked, because you could just use the DualShock 3 or the 6-axis controller is what it was initially released with. I know they had an adapter for the memory card, so you can transfer your game saves. I'm pretty sure they had one for the PS2 controller as well, because it had the force-sensitive buttons, and I don't think the PS3 controller had that. You're calling it the Dreamcast 2? I'm calling it now. Dreamcast 2 isn't going to happen. Probably not, would be my guess. Okay, I think I see this. Oh, okay, I've looked it up, and now like 4 different pictures are coming out of here. This one says it's a Sega announcement trailer, but it's from Captain Hirisho et something or other. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's 2016. There's no new news article about it, except for here we go. Tweaktown News and Gaming. Their update on August 4th, which is today. Sega is not making a Dreamcast 2. The teaser site is not affiliated with Sega and is no longer live. So, unfortunately, saying no to that. Sega has a dream it wants to be on top. Yeah, new company called Project Dream points to the development of a Dreamcast 2 and the official website. Has a countdown timer to lead to the official reveal. As for Dreamcast 2 specs, Project Dream speculates that the system will be a PC games console hybrid. So it's basically, the concept is a PC that can emulate a Dreamcast. Possibly. Yeah. It looks like something that would be on Kickstarter. I've heard of it before. I just completely ignored it. Hard to go back to Life Force on the NES after this port of Salamander. Hey Adam, welcome to the stream. I agree, I like it. Definitely plays better than the NES version for sure. Let's check some other comments here. Some of the DC2 pics being shown in the video look to be from a 7-year-old video. I looked at it, and a lot of the news stories for it were back in 2016. So you may not be far off about that. The Atari VCS. I'm not excited for it, I'll tell you that much. I was when it was first announced, like 10 years ago. How long was it? It's just... Unfortunately, I was going to look up a game level code for Salamander to see if I can just show you what the other stages look like. One thing that's awesome about this that I didn't really touch on the first time, so here we go. Is Salamander the sequel to Gradius? I think it is. Because there is no Gradius 2 that I'm aware of. That was on a console. And again, this is like several different pieces of... I have several different pieces of game knowledge floating in my head at the moment, and I'm not quite sure... Oh, I switched my weapons. Well, I thought that mountain was part of the background that I could just go over. I should have remembered Konami, back in the day, that people think they were these genius video game developers, really did a lot of things that would irritate me. No, usually their video game development wasn't bad. Well, with games like Contra, that were always incredibly hard. There we go. What's that one? I hope I don't have to use the select button to change weapons. I really don't, because I'm trying to remember how to switch guns here, and I feel like as soon as I let up off the button, I'm going to instantly just die. Oh, I went right into it. And the speed is not... Just select it? Let's see here. I gotta tell you, the turbo button is really nice here. What happened to my... I thought there'd be a way for me to... Man, there's gonna be so many projectiles on here too. Keeping in mind this is also another port on the PC Engine, so... I'll go through that again. Oh, my rank is a gentleman. A rank. Horoscope, A... Yeah, that's fine. Interesting. I think Sega has no interest in making the Dreamcast 2. I agree with you. I don't think... Sega is definitely not in any hurry to go into the hardware market. I think they're happy with where they're at, based on the fact that they have Sonic the Hedgehog. They have IPs that they can continually sell, and they figured out they can make more money with less risk by doing that. So yes, I agree with you. I don't think they have much interest in the hardware market at all. But they really do have... They have a huge interest in... making money or making backing products that they know can make money. They don't like taking risks anymore. So that's why there's less... Like, what was the newest IP that Sega developed themselves and didn't buy from someone else? Dreamcast 2 should be at least as strong as the PS5 or the Xbox Series X. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. It just seems to me... When the specs I saw listed on that article showed like an i5 processor and mid-range to the lower part of the upper... I know this is going to sound weird, but the border of mid-range and high-range graphics card is what it looked like. I can't remember the specific specs, but it didn't look too impressive. Depending on the price, I'd be like, well, that could be nice if you just wanted to get a, you know, gaming PC that was already pre-built. Unfortunately, that market is very competitive. Otherwise, Sega will fail again. What about Gradius 2? Okay, so it's a super CD. Sorry, I don't have the CD hooked up, so we can't do any CD games yet. I'm saving those for when I have to, or no, I'm sorry, not for when I have to. I'm saving those for when I do the, I'm going to do the Turbo CDs separate. Like I did with the Sega CD. Oh, well, I thought the dream. I mean, it's nice to dream. I don't want, like I said, I'm hoping I don't, yeah, Salamander does seem like a spinoff. Sorry, that was something I saw on there. But I think it was meant to be like the console version that would appeal to more people. But anyway, yeah, I'm not trying to stomp on your dream. I'm just saying, realistically speaking, Sega was not going to do it. But if somebody else wants to do it, Sega has no problem licensing the name, making money off of the license, and letting somebody else do it. So if that's the case, more power to them. I don't think they're going to officially sanction anything like that. I thought you were a butterfly and not a gentleman. Yeah. Sega is real big in Japan, but it's funny is that Sega wasn't big in Japan until after they became big in the US. I'm going to go ahead and switch games here while we're conversing this. That's kind of one of my big things is like, they tried 3 times to become big in Japan. And guess what? The only time they became big in Japan... Well, hang on. I'll choose my next game here. Let me go back. Go back to my regular scheduled ones. Here's what I want to do, and this is speaking of Sega. This is also another crazy thing to me that this is on this console. This is a Sega game. Ported by a third party, I believe. Since it was a arcade license first, Shinobi is on this thing. And I was very curious about this because Shinobi also made an appearance on the NES and the Master System. And let me look at this. Looking at this looks like it could have been on the Master System. The graphics aren't that big of an upgrade. I mean, the color detail is, but it looks like this could have been run on the Master System. I was wondering about this. Another PC Engine exclusive. I don't think this made it over to the States. Sanic. Yeah, Sega got really big in Japan, though, with the Sega Saturn. Which is, to me, hilarious. Because, I mean, they weren't huge. They weren't like, I don't want to say they were like leading in Japan, but that was their biggest success in Japan, was the Saturn. And it tanked here. So it was like Sega couldn't catch a break. They either were popular in North America, popular in Japan, or not at all. That's like the history of Sega. And then the Dreamcast in North America looked like it wasn't going to go through. I think, though, that, I don't know, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I really think it's the same thing. I think we're seeing the same thing with the PC Engine, the TurboGrafx. I really think if the company themselves, if they were financially, like, solvent, it was hard for them to be because they lost so much money on the Saturn in the US, and they cut all of their sales off by saying no more on anything else, we're going full on Saturn, and then they discontinued their only product for a year. I'm sorry, it made them financially weak. So when I think the Dreamcast, if they could have invested more time, I think the Dreamcast probably would have been still their last console, but it would have lasted a lot longer. But that's the thing, is they needed the money, they needed it to be a home run, and they hit a single or they hit a double, but it wasn't enough to keep them in business. So they didn't miss the mark, but they needed it to be a home run. So that's just it for that. How much is a TurboGrafx, Red Dog? It is too much. I would recommend a PC Engine if you can find one, and that's because, except for RPGs is going to be the only drawback, because I'm playing PC Engine games on the TurboGrafx right now, and it is a lot cheaper to collect TurboGrafx game. I'm sorry, a lot cheaper to collect PC Engine games. It's a lot cheaper to collect the console. It's just, yeah. PC Engine Shinobi, now we're talking. Maybe it'll outrun on the PC Engine. I'm planning to do some of the Sega games because I want to compare these to Sega, but I may also do a separate video where I compare these to the Master System and the NES ports, because it's got the heart of an 8-bit. That's an idea that's in my head that was not planned. I thought about it earlier today, actually, before I did the stream, like, which games am I going to stream today? And I thought, oh, I got an idea. I'm going to do Sega's games, and maybe I'll do a video where I do an 8-bit war, kind of 16-bit graphics chip beat the 8-bit consoles. You know, just kind of as a side project. It wouldn't be as thorough as I do my normal console reviews, but I got that idea only because I'm like, man, Sega had a lot of ports to the TurboGrafx, and it's only their arcade games, though. So, like, Sonic the Hedgehog would not have been on here. Echo the Dolphin, not on here. You know, their original IPs. Hey, welcome, Mackenzie. Thanks for stopping in. How's dinner coming along? Have you finished it up yet, or? It sounded delicious, better than what I had. It actually got me started on my topic of fast food early in the stream, because that's what I had for dinner, and your homemade fettuccine alfredo sounded better than what I had. Thanks, Red Dog. Just play Silent Debuggers. I may have that game. I might not. I collect all these games, and sometimes I get them in lots. And that was not a game that was specifically intended for me to get, but if I have it, I'll definitely consider playing that. So stay tuned, and we'll see what that does. The Dreamcast would have been popular, even without being able to play DVDs, but they plain scorched the fans too much in the past. See, that was part of it, but I really think that the Dreamcast could have turned them around if they would have been able to support it for longer. Their issue was they couldn't. I mean, Sega was on the brink of bankruptcy, and they did the right thing. They didn't wait until it was irreversible. They're like, okay, they said, we got to cut our losses now and make as much money as we can by porting all of our good games to other consoles. The sad thing is, Sega never really went back and said, okay, now we should start making new games. Now we should start doing this. They seem very comfortable making money on their old properties. So sadly, it's going to take an internal shakeup for them. Oh yeah, the piracy too. Well, and that's the thing. Back in 2001, a CD burner was still not the most common thing on computers. I mean, we didn't get one. We probably got one by 2001, but I didn't know how to copy a Dreamcast game back then. So I mean, I was a casual gamer. It would have still been rampant, and especially because of the boot disc and stuff. But I mean, piracy is big on every console. It's just a matter of how easy it is. And it was very easy on the Dreamcast, so that was a big thing that would have hurt them. But I think they still could have overcame that. Made a different revision of the Dreamcast, updated the firmware, done something. So like I said, the biggest issue, piracy would have hurt them too. Probably one of the reasons why it wasn't as big of a moneymaker as they needed it to be. But it was mainly because of the fact that the company was going bankrupt. Well, if anyone reads what this mission is, let me know. Oh, this is exactly like the. Yeah, I need to turn up the sound so I can hear if the. Okay. The sound. Oh, jeez. So the sound is... Oh, jeez. I forgot it's one-hit kill here. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just used to the Master System by now. But I don't think the soundtrack is as catchy. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, I forgot my turbo was still on, too. From the last game. I forgot the Marilyn Monroe thing here. Oh, come on. That was a hitbox thing if I've ever seen it. Hold on. I want to see the replay of that. I want to see how I got hit. Oh, I can't pause it? Okay. Sorry, it was too quick. Thank goodness I can't friendly fire the hostages I'm supposed to be... So I gotta go Spider-Man up there. I don't like this. It's like, oh, because I don't remember. Okay, automatically spawning enemies. Oh, definitely didn't like that at all. Oh! I timed my jump. I know what I did wrong. I timed my jump exactly to that. Now I gotta start at the very beginning. Antiquated gameplay style here. Oh. I guess I did forget that I have a... I don't like how you can't run and gun. There we go. Oh, right at the end. That's about as far as I usually get in the first try. And then I have to go back through and grind it again. Oh wait, can I continue from right here? No, still the beginning of the stage. I'll go through again. Alright, let's see here. You like the Master System port a lot? I like that one too. Funny story, my most viewed video by a long shot got a copyright claim. My last stream did too, but Final Fantasy VIII music is usually copyrighted. I did the Final Fantasy VIII remaster stream. What was the music from? Master System port when you were a kid. The Sega Dreamcast, Facebook Marketplace, 2 controllers, 3 games for 150. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, by the way, welcome to the stream, Jimmy. Sorry, I missed your first comment there, I think. Yeah, I saw you right before you got in there. It depends on the 3 games, is what I'll say. 2 controllers and a Dreamcast could probably run you about $80, depending on. Again, it's all about the location. Ooh, I would say this. Definitely wouldn't buy it at that price to resell if that's your goal. I know it's usually not. But what are the 3 games with it? Maybe you already said before I got back on here. Okay. Ah, got it. Okay. We made some progress. And if I'm right, Keno is going to take me out. Oh. Oh, I forgot. It's okay. I'm at the boss level now. Man. Oh, for the love of... I like how they designed that, too. They know exactly where you're going to jump. See, that's the thing. I look away from... Yep, I look away from the screen for 2 seconds. We're definitely going to try that again. I want to turn off my turbo to see if that's the issue why I'm not getting my precise... Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah! Okay, got him. Oops. There we go. I don't think I'm going to get through that. I remember this guy being a pain and a half on the Master System, too. Do you see how close I got to actually hitting him? I gotta say, I like this rendition, but the main theme I didn't really care for. Why is that line so hard to hit? Right where is he? Yep. I got too far, too close, and he'll take me out just by that. Why is it so hard to hit right in his face? Well, was not expecting that. We're going to try that again, obviously. I'm going to go through all my credits just with this guy. I can imagine, like, the people who made this game, too, they're like, okay, where's the player going to stand, and how can we make that be the worst? How would make that be the least desirable place for you to be? Like I said, in terms of it, oh, how'd that not hit me? Now I'm just messing up because I'm just getting frustrated. Here's that one-hit rule. I got lucky there. See, look, it looks like I hit him right in the face, but it did nothing. I got one hit that entire time. I threw like 150 of those stars. I got nothing. I ain't doing that again. We're done. Done here. So an interesting port. I'm not as big of a fan of the music, but I do like the snappiness of the movement of the characters. I remember that being an issue on the Master System. Not a big issue, but I just remember that. The song was called The Grave, an awesome song. Interesting. So was that from a game, or was that from just something in the background? Dreamcast at your store is just a console. Retro Game Store sells it for $50. Okay, yeah. Mine sells it for, I think it's around $50, and it comes with a controller, but it doesn't come with any games, and it doesn't come with any memory card. So that's why I said if it comes with a memory card too, that adds some value to it. Let's see here. Adrian, welcome to the stream. If I haven't said so already. Got another strategy guide for your collection, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, specifically the GameCube version. That's interesting. That is actually the first way I got that game. I didn't realize it was rare when I got it. I got it at a Goodwill, not a Goodwill, I got it at a garage sale for like $10. So, way back in the day though. Back when the GameCube was on the way out. And everyone thought, oh, everyone's just going to buy the Wii version, so we don't need to do that again. Alright, I'm going to switch games here real quick. Mainly because that music does kind of annoy me after a while. Alright, so we're going to do... Well, Silent Debugger is one that I have, but I'm going to do another Sonic... I'm sorry, Sonic. I'm going to do another Sega game here. And then maybe I'll come back to that one. So this could be that I get through the games quickly tonight. Space Harrier. Again, I played this game twice on the Genesis because I played it for the Genesis, and then I played the Sega 32X version. Which, by the way, I just finished up the Sega 32X review. You know what? Believe it or not, there was supposed to be a video this week. I'm kind of behind on it, and it's going to take me a while to get caught back up on it. So it may be another week or two, but there's going to be another video where I wrap up all of the Sega Genesis stuff, and I'm going to talk about what's called the Legacy. My plan is to do things like talk about how, what happened to all the Genesis stuff after they stopped making the Genesis. So starting around 1997, 1998, and then go through the Genesis's history after that. So we're going to talk about how the Genesis collections came out on every single console ever since, including the Saturn, the Dreamcast, the GameCube, PS2, Xbox, all the way up until modern day. And then we're going to talk about the consoles, the mini consoles that have been made, including all the at-games stuff. So initially, I kind of put a quick video together for it, just to kind of see what it would look like, and I'm nowhere near done on it. So I've been working on the TurboGrafx 16 stuff lately, so it may be a little while till I get that. But I'm going to call it the Legacy of the Sega Genesis, and maybe it might not even come out until after the 16-bit war happens. But I really feel like the Genesis history didn't stop when the console stopped being made, so we'll talk more about that later on. Also got the unofficial, ooh, I like those unofficial guides. Super Mario 64 guide. Covers a very zoomed in shot of Mario's chest. I think I remember seeing that at a game store before. I'm not a big collector of game guides, only because the places that are selling them, I believe, for too much. If it's more than, all the game guide stuff is specifically a collector's item. They're not functional anymore. It's just like I won't pay much for retro game magazines either. If I see like a stack of them, 100 issues for like 10, 20 bucks or something like that, I may get that. But I'm not going to pay $5 a piece for them. Are you kidding me? I guess it depends on the game. The three games are Chef's Love Shack, 2K2 Baseball, Rip and Rider Snowboarding. Okay, nah, those games add no value. So maybe a little overpriced. Is it the black Dreamcast or the white Dreamcast? That could matter too, in terms of value. So there's a black Sega Sports Dreamcast, which actually... is still sitting back behind my desk from when I streamed Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. So there's this one. Is it this Dreamcast or is it the white one? I have both. And this one actually has the modem built in. I think the other one has the Ethernet built in. I think I swapped it out. So I like this one because it matches the aesthetic of all of Sega's other consoles. But I really like my white Dreamcast because a friend of mine donated that to me a while back. He's visited me on stream sometimes. But anyway. Sorry, I know I'm behind in the chat. I had to scroll up here. Hey, Fuego, welcome to the stream. Been a while. Oh, yes, Space Harrier. Yep, I'm going to start playing here in this just a second. It's amazing to me they're not showing any sort of intro to this. It's actually kind of getting me. This is on the PC Engine still. I don't think this came over to the States. So this was released... Good question. It says NEC Avenue. I bet you this was released around the time the Genesis came out in Japan, or the Mega Drive. And it was probably specifically to compete with the Mega Drive in Japan, because this was the more popular console. Have you ever played Die Hard for the PC Engine? It's not just a great game, but it's interesting. I have not. Space Harrier was the Skyrim of its day. The song was in the game, but the song already existed. Yeah, I've seen that before. Jump up, throw the star on your way down. Yeah, I've been trying. There's a delay in my capture card too. Sorry, I'm going through the old comments that I missed. There's some like I said, there's a delay in my card, which is probably messing with my timing, which is why I'm always putting it just too early or just too late. I have the Devil May Cry strategy guide, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. I have the Final Fantasy 8 guide because I had to. I didn't have the internet yet, and I needed some help with that game. The junctioning system of that game is okay. I almost said a nightmare, but it's obviously entertaining, or else I wouldn't have played it, right? So it is just not fun to deal with. Let's just say that. Just make a whole video about the Master System in Brazil. Oh yeah, no kidding. I need to go through that too, but that's going to take some research. I would need to interview someone and really get a feel for that because, yeah, I didn't experience it, so I can't really say much about it. Oh yeah, Savage Duck, I'm right there with you. I hate how your game store puts the price tags on the cover of the manual. No kidding. I really feel like some of my, and it's only for some things, if it's worth anything, if it's worth a lot of money, let's say over 20 bucks, the retro game store in my area has a thing where they'll put it in a glass case and then they'll use a post-it note or a sticky note and they'll put the price sticker on that and then use the sticky note to stick it on top of the game case or the magazine. That way it comes off easily. But they don't do it near often enough. There's several games that I bought from there. 3DO games, that cardboard cover, I bought a few games from them. There's no way that price label is going to come off without damaging it. So I'm right there with you. GameStop is no exception. GameStop started that, as I want to say. Or EB Games or Babbage's, because they merged into it. Personally prefer the white Dreamcast. So do I. I like it. Like I said, I'm not saying I prefer that. I said I like it because it matches the aesthetic of the other ones. But, I mean, yeah, the white one is obviously, it's the classic. So it's just like I prefer the purple GameCube. Well, maybe not prefer. I like the purple GameCube because that's the one that's the classic one. I like the OG N64, even though I love my green, jungle green N64. So, do I think it's worth buying a Japanese one? It could be. They definitely, they have composite out. Let me start this game up here real quick. Best version of Space Heroes on 32X. We're gonna find out here. I'm definitely trying it on the TurboGrafx 16. How much did I pay for Space Harrier? I couldn't tell you how much I paid for it. Well, maybe. Hang on. Let me look up in my. I have a spreadsheet of all my video games. This is on the PC Engine, but I'm playing it on the TurboGrafx because I have an EverDrive. So I just loaded the game ROM on here. But I own it for the PC Engine. Let's see if I... Nope, I must have bought it at a retro game store. I was checking eBay. So sorry, I don't know how much I paid for it. If I had to guess, under 20 bucks. It says here, maybe it did come out for the TurboGrafx. It did. But I got the PC Engine version here. So interesting. I thought I didn't have... I didn't think it came out for the TurboGrafx. It must have. Port of the Sharp X68000. It could have been a port of one of the PC 98s, whatever NEC was doing before, because that's what they love to do. Hang on. Let's get that music going. It's tolerable. Obviously, I need turbo on for sure. You definitely tell they had to use the raster effect down there on the bottom. The sprites are not... everything moves around. This kind of reminds me of the Genesis version a little bit. Although, I can definitely tell there's a difference. Oh, darn it. I like how the score just automatically keeps going up as you're the longer you can last through the game. So there is no scaling of sprites. It's just all animated. There we go. Honestly, a solid port so far. I mean, everything moves smoothly. The animations are a bit choppy, obviously, due to the fact they can't scale. It's still hard to hit the dragon. I'll tell you that much. Oh. Oh, I got him. Yeah, the floor is not textured. You can tell they're using a... Oh. Just a raster effect to... Oh, that was it? I only had one more life? Didn't even get on the top scoreboard, did I? The best 7 scores. So that's interesting. I may go again. I want to do it one more time. What's mode? Pad node mode normal? Yes, I want to keep that normal. So that must be to invert your... That's actually something that's on there. Oh, thanks, Mackenzie. I appreciate that. Gotta get going. Jeff is calling. Take care of him. Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. Sorry I missed if you responded to my comment about dinner. Kind of surprised no one uses the water-soluble food grade labeling in these stores. Labels are cheap and easy to remove. Yeah, it depends on the store. There are some, like GameStop labels, I think can be easy to remove, but it also depends on how long they've been sitting there. You know, at a certain point, the glue becomes stronger the longer it sits, and at another certain point, the glue becomes weaker. So, another thing too is I've been trying to tell people this. There was somebody who did a video a while back, can't remember who it was, who talked about, they said, oh, I don't think you should be removing. Like, there's a lot of people who said that, who say that they spend a lot of time, like me, trying to remove the labels off of their old games. And there was somebody who did a video stating that you shouldn't do that, because even the labels themselves will be nostalgic and people will want them on their... Ooh, that was bad timing. I don't think I've ever gotten hit by one of those in the past. But anyway, he said eventually that'll add value to your collection, and like I said, if you wanted to add them to a museum instead of sell them, you should keep the labels on there. So here are a couple of issues with that. The first one being is a lot of the labels that are printed modern day, so not your like Toys R Us labels or the ink printed ones, they're done with thermal printing, and thermal printed labels by nature will degrade over time and eventually they'll lose their printing. And it's because of the thermal paper. They're basically creating it with heat. So those labels will not last as long as the game does. The other thing is, too, is that a lot of these glues that they use are incredibly cheap. And as a result, they use either acid in them or something else that will eventually either be could be corrosive and damage your case or cardboard or wherever they happen to be affixed to. So I'm still a fan. I'm still a believer in removing the stickers from your games rather than keeping them on there. Because yes, even though that will eventually become nostalgic, I think in matters of preservation, you will want to take off those stickers. I don't think I'm in the minority in that opinion, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the stickers are worth keeping on there? Especially modern stickers. So like I said, the older stickers where they did ink printing, those should last a good long time, especially if preserved. But the thermal labels are always going to degrade, even if you kept them in perfect, you know, museum quality, temperature controlled, humidity controlled rooms. Eventually that's gonna... Yeah, there we go. Eventually, oh, those are gonna disappear. Ooh, I made it to another stage. Oh, didn't make it very far though. Well, it was a valiant attempt. Still didn't make the top 7. Well, it was fun. I do like that game. Never played Halo. Never actually played any Halo games. I must have missed that one. Pity you, Savage Duck. I've played Halo, but I've never... Oh no, I have beaten the campaign mode. Never mind. My brother actually beat the campaign mode on Expert back in the day. Can't imagine what kind of time that would have taken. Except some of the best FPS games of all time. There should be a list out there of what are the best first-person shooters. Let me see if I can name 3 off the top of my head. Halo, Doom, Duke Nukem? I mean, everything before the modern era. I don't think the modern era first-person, especially in the PS3 and Xbox 360 generation, they just, to death, did that genre. Do I have Time Cruise 1 and 2 and other pinball games for the PC Engine? I played Devil's Crush and Alien's Crush already. I don't think I've played a lot of the other ones yet. Stickers and N64 boxes would be a pain. Well, that's right, too, especially if they put them on the box. And again, the Retro Game Store in my area is usually good at putting Post-it notes, but again, they still do put stickers on them. There's some Super Nintendo games I bought that still have the sticker on them. I will not remove them until that adhesive gets so old that it starts to flake off on its own. Hopefully it doesn't eat through the cardboard before that happens. Yeah, LGR did do a video on that. I remember somebody mentioning that before, and I can't remember if I watched it or not. It's been over a year since I've seen that, but yeah. He goes to an extreme with it, though. I buy so many used games, sometimes I leave the sticker on there just because I can't spend the time to remove every single sticker. I mean, eventually... Like I said, if I did this as a full-time job for a living, that video game collection would be pristine. And if I had the money, I would make sure everything had the original box too, but that's a money suck right there. Better off getting a functional collection of games you can actually play. On hardware you can actually play it on. Oh yeah, cartridge labels, yep. Hate all stickers and remove them regardless of their age. Hey, so you guys, I think, are on the same thing with me. Sorry, 2600 labels are now coming off because of glue. Yeah, I would expect that too. That's 40-year-old glue. So, I mean, basically what happens is they kind of dry up, and that's it, and then they lose their stickiness. Because there's no friction, I guess. But yeah, cartridge labels are another thing too. Eventually those are going to have some issues. Those, I think, are, because they're printed labels, those will last about as long as a price sticker would from the 90s. GoldenEye 64 is the best first-person shooter game? I'm sorry, that's not living up to my list. I wouldn't even put that on a top 10. It was great for the time, but that control scheme is dated. So I'm going to say that's an unpopular opinion, but that's a greatest of all time? Sorry, no. Doom I would still play today, and the controls are still the same as every other one. WAS and D for your movement. I don't know if you use the mouse to shoot or not. I don't think I remember using the mouse. Or you can use the arrows and control. I mean, It's just that's gameplay style is still fun to play. I hear a lot of people who've gone back and played GoldenEye. They've gone back and said, "Man, I remember this game being better." So sorry. That's I would say it would only be on there purely out of nostalgia reasons, making the game genre a bit more popular. That was the first person shooter to have on the N64. Granted, but yeah, there's so many other better ones that I'd recommend now today. Jag Dread, hey, you know what? If we're gonna get hate for that, we're gonna get it together. So yes, so you said thank you. I have never liked GoldenEye 64. I liked it because I like James Bond. I'm a James Bond fan. I really like those movies. So and I like video games, and of course, put those two together, I'm always gonna play them. But yeah, uh, I remember as a kid, I did not like that you had to adjust that. Yeah, not aging well. That's what I said. I can't figure out how to beat the second level. Never played that before. I remember I got through it fairly. I don't know if I played the whole thing, but I played it on an emulator. That was one of the first games I saw played on an N64 emulator. But I mean, if that's a game they should remake. I mean, completely remake. Modern graphics, modern 2 thumbstick control, and we can have some fun with that. Half-Life 2, Bioshock, Call of Duty 4. I like how you picked out the 4th one. I would have picked out a different one. Obviously, 4 was a major one. I really like that one as well. But I'm a bigger fan of the World War II shooters. There's a ton of them. I like how nobody mentioned Medal of Honor, and I was wondering if that was going to come up. Metroid Prime. Yeah, that's a first-person shooter. I thought it was third-person for a second, but yeah. Otherwise, Crisis, yes. Half-Life, Crisis, Half-Life 2 is what you put specifically. Bioshock, huh? That's interesting. Doom Rule, still a blast, and the Duke, yep. Sorry, I'm bouncing around the comments. So yeah, Halo Combat Evolved. So that's why I just say the original Halo, because they didn't really need to perfect the gameplay after the first one. They really got it right on the first one. Team Fortress 2, interesting. What about Counter-Strike? Used to be Half-Life Counter-Strike. Like that one. Love 007 Nightfire. Don't think it's the greatest or anything, but really like that one. Yeah, I like that one too. I liked Everything or Nothing and Agent Under Fire. Agent Under Fire was kind of... It was a step in the right direction, but you're right. I think that with each entry they were getting better. And then they did From Russia with Love. And then they did GoldenEye, Dark Agent. And then they did GoldenEye again, remade with Daniel Craig. So, yeah. They kind of remade it for the Wii. Yep, I think that's what I was... Yeah. So, got a remake on the Xbox 360. See, I don't think... It was remade for the Wii, but again, they kind of reimagined it. I mean, same level design, just with updated controls. Yeah, obviously, models and textures need to be put on there. How dare you forget the Wii version? Yeah. It was forgettable, that's for sure. It was there 1 second and then gone the next. I was kind of surprised about that. I thought tons of people would be like, oh yeah, I'm glad they did that and everything else. I think I already played this game. Yeah, I did. So, am I out of the second ones? Oops. Let me go back here. No, I'm not out of the second ones. Here's another one that I have not played yet. Again, we will see. There we go. Now, was this one released only in Japan? Space Harrier, I was surprised, was not. It was released in the US too. And I gotta tell you, the graphics style looks a little bit watered down compared to the Genesis version at the moment. The fast-pacedness of it is still there. Yeah, this is Afterburner 1. This is not Afterburner 2. So, reprogrammed by NAC. How about that? And no, this was exclusive to the Japanese thing. I don't remember. There must have been someone who traded in a whole bunch of PC Engine games at the local game store in my area, so... Or is this 2? That looks like 2. Okay, so it is Afterburner 2. 1 and 2? I don't know. No, it says it here on the case. My hue card for it, the label's scratched and hard to see. No Silent Debuggers. I may go back to it since I don't know what that game is, but I wanted to get through some of the Sega games for sure. I will get to it. Don't you worry. This game took so many quarters from me. Oh yeah, definitely. I really liked playing it back in the day. The arcade machine. This is one of those games where the arcade machine really offers a different experience than what you got in the home, because it wasn't done with traditional controls. And actually, if you want to see what the arcade machine looked like, and you're a fan of 90s wrestling, take a look at a movie called Suburban Commando. How many of you guys have seen that? Not quite sure if this is back up yet, so I'm going to give this a minute. And see what happens. Looks like I'm back up. You guys can let me know if you see me out there. Looks like my quality has gone down quite a bit. That must be my rural internet connection at its finest again. So hopefully this is still going out back there. I'm going to keep going as if it is. If not, I'm sure you guys will let me know. Looks like I'm back. Showing up everything on my end. Lost all my viewers then. Well, not all of them. A couple of you guys look like you stuck around. Last comment I remember seeing here was, I've seen it. Oh, Suburban Commando. Loved it. It glitched out, but it's working out. Yeah, it stopped completely on my end. Didn't even give me a thing that it wasn't a... What's service mode? That looks like something they would have put in the arcade version. Well, we're definitely going to make this as easy as possible. Control level normal. 3D room. What's 3D room? Oh, interesting. You can manipulate the 3D effect they have going there with the sprites. Bigger, smaller. Look at how much that glitches out when you go bigger because there's too many sprites. Right there. That's a good thing to show the sprite count. That could be a demo, almost. How do I get out of demo mode? And now again, too many sprites on one line and it starts glitching out. How do I get out of this? There we go. Alright, so that's service mode. Ooh, look at that. That is something. How they animated that ship. Yeah, I think I should have reversed my... That's alright. I'm going to restart this and change the control to reverse, because that's messing with me. Let's try that again. I like the 256 reference on there. That's nice. Is that how many kilobits the cartridge is? That's better. There we go. Okay, barrel rolls or something on here. Let's see, this is a game... Oh, it still got me. This is a game that I kind of would have expected like Top Gun to be. It's kind of funny, or ironic. Again, I keep saying funny. Funny haha or funny strange. is I think this game came out before Top Gun, didn't it? I don't know how all those things miss me. But they keep missing me. Except for that time. So the background is not as detailed, but the speed is still there. That's what's getting me. Because even the Master System version at this time, running on an 8-bit CPU, did not have this kind of speed that I remember, at least at the smoothness that it has. Reloading weapons. And the graphics still look appealing. But again, I'll have to compare side by side for the Genesis version to see if oh, it still got me. I think I'm out of ships, aren't I? Nope, I got one more. Still got me, okay. Ha! And then I did the barrel roll after. Continue playing? Well, why not? We're on easy, aren't we? So yes, definitely good for that weekend rental. If you didn't want to play this in the arcade, this is a solid port. I'm very surprised that the sprites seem to enlarge so smoothly, even though they're being animated. I think they're using some sort of effect on the sprite to draw them at different sizes. Not to scale them, because they don't scale smoothly, but I feel like there's an effect being used there. And again, oh, we got to land. I'm trying to figure out how they did this as they're doing it. A lot of raster effects being used. Maybe it's just as simple as swapping out the sprites really quick. Stage 6. Try to go down. Try to go down low. That wasn't happening. Oh, I collided with the plane. And still didn't take out the plane. Is game over again? Do I get to continue? Or is that it? Okay, that's it. Got in the top 7. Why is it top 7 each time? Bits, mono, ace, tax. So that's interesting. Solid port. Wouldn't have been disappointed in this one. Hey, Tyne, welcome to the stream. Looks like most of everyone found their way back. Sorry about the glitch earlier. Damon, also welcome to the stream. Yes, this is Afterburner. Yep, you got it. 32X is by far and away the best version. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it that, definitely, for graphics. The sprite cutout, though, on this one is not as apparent as I thought it would be. They minimalized it off into the background. So like I said, they have a lot of sprites flying around on the screen that are being seemingly scaled, but instantly swapped out to make them bigger and smaller, so... How's your night going, Damon and Italian, for coming back in? Yeah, sorry about that, Savage. It got lag for everyone. So, I don't know if that was a YouTube issue or my internet connection issue. But my stream quality seems to be back now, too. It may have been Afterburner. Afterburner was just too much for this stream to handle. But yeah, that's not a waste of money on this console. I like it. I definitely could appreciate that one. All right, so we had a request for. He says it's not a very good game, so it's not making me have too much hope for it. But we'll go ahead and try Silent Debuggers. You said it's awesome music, so I'm gonna turn up the music here. It is the future. It's the future plus 4 years. Oh, I noticed the characters are sprites and they're covering up the background because they have a black background. That is a good intro music. Hey, it's Leon. I was just playing a game where there's a Leon. I saw Dirty Work and I love it. I wasn't reading all that. That sounds very dirty. Oh yes, Outrun's on here too, I think. I gotta check that. Also, Fantasy Zone's on here too, but I've already streamed that. Yeah, the Sega Master System version. Yeah, I like the... Like I said, I liked it. It was definitely smoother than that. So I get why you mentioned that you liked the intro music to this, because it does go on for a while, because it's got this nice cutscene at the beginning. So this is the English version. I don't know if I got this for the PC Engine, though, or if I got this for the TurboGrafx. Interesting box art. No, I got it for the TurboGrafx. All right, so that's interesting. To me, anyway. Yeah, you forgot how long the intro was. That's all right. So that is definitely an intro. It's kind of weird how the stars in the background have a frame rate. I like the intro music. I'm kind of letting this go to see if there's going to be some demo of the gameplay. I'd like to see what this is. Nope, it's just going to go and repeat that intro scene. So we'll go ahead and get started. Normal or hard? Well, I'd rather prefer easy, but I'm going to go with normal. What's your name? Well, that's too many for player one, but just the right amount for my face-to-face name. Look at that. It is okay. We are now heading from the shuttle port to the core block. Hope to get some sort of info from the station computer. Oh no, I think you said this is what this is. Watch out, something's coming from ahead. That kind of reminds me of Contra a little bit. Doesn't it, the level where you have to go through that? That's interesting. I have never seen nothing like that before. I haven't ever seen anything like that before. What were you wondering, Jag? I missed your other comment. Oh, I ever play Metal Warriors for the SNES? I don't think I have. Yeah, okay, that may be why, because that game is apparently very expensive. Do I have Rescue Rangers 2 on the NES? I do not. I have Rescue Rangers 1. I don't have DuckTales 2 either. But those are two games I'd like to get someday. I keep having they're explaining to me how to play this game. I'm not expecting to play this game much. Because you're right, I'm not a big fan of that choppy gameplay style where you're first person trying to go through. The protection is on and it won't accept our commands. I'm sure the monsters have something to do with it. Well, I mean, they are monsters, so. I was trying to think for a while there, the most expensive game that I had. I have a couple of Saturn games that were up there, but the most expensive game I remember purposely collecting was Conker's Bad Fur Day. Loose, it used to be about $100. I don't even know. I just saw that I was supposed to click yes or no, so I clicked one. We'll see what happens. Choose any two that I like. Okay. Read the manual for handling weapons and equipment. Well, we're definitely not getting very far, because I do not have the manual to this game. Mega Beamer, why not? And sleep launcher, grenade launcher, yeah. Get ready, let's go. Okay, all of that, now we're at level 1. Head to the outer block, that's where the monsters hide. Okay, now I'm heading backwards. Don't want to do that, there we go. Oh. Hey buddy, hurry up, I'm trying. They don't give you time to explore anything here, do they? Did I just do a big circle? I think I just did a big circle. Oh. This is a different place that I have not been before. Exit. I heard something. After the outer block is when the monsters are. Hey, why don't you give me about 2.5 seconds? Oh, thank you. To actually do some exploring and figure out where I'm supposed to go. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. How do I shoot this guy? And I'm dead. So setting assault the manual to learn how to play this game, and you all know how I feel about that if you've watched my earlier videos. This game's a pass. Good hook, good intro, but man, that is some terrible gameplay. You still have your copy. It is in the RoboCop versus Terminator cart from stole it from Blockbuster, so we beat it and gave it to you. I don't remember playing that game on the... Is that on the NES? I think that's also on the Super Nintendo as well. Dungeon crawler, kind of. Yeah, it's very, very well as far as I've played it. If you ever want to try it, is that a RoboCop or was that the Metal? I already forgot it. Metal Warriors. You can stop once you fight an enemy, but at that point it just gets frustrating. Yeah, yes it does. Hey, Demon Rage, welcome to the stream. How's everyone's day? Mine's doing well. Hopefully everyone else is doing well. As that was just awesome. Yeah, that is terrible. I heard a lot of this, and no point in time did it ever give me a chance to learn how to play the game in game. So yeah, we're not going back to silent debuggers. That one may not even make the review. Switch games here. Somebody had mentioned Outrun. I gotta see if that game's actually on here. I tried Victory Run last time. Oh, it's game over, by the way. I tried to get out of the game, and it gave me a game over screen. Alright, we're moving on to... Let's see if Outrun's on here. I want to do a lot of Sega games on here, because that's how I was feeling today. I do have Outrun, and it is the PC Engine version. Oh, we have another game I want to play, too. I have a lot of games I want to play on here, and unfortunately, we're just not going to have time to get to them all. But I am going to get to as many as I can. So yep, here's Outrun. Reprogram game, NEC. So I have it for the PC Engine. Did it come out for the TurboGrafx is another thing. I was surprised Space Harrier did. Alright. Outrun apparently only comes up... There we go. It did not. Outrun was out for the Commodore 64. The most expensive version is on the Japanese MSX2. Really? According to this guide that I'm looking at, it didn't even come out on the Game Gear here in the United States. No, here we go. Outrun Europa did. It did not come out on the TurboGrafx, so this is a PC Engine exclusive. Should have put the PC Engine console on here. You're going to go out and eat some dinner and be back in a bit? Alright, thanks for at least stopping by when you can. I don't know if I'll still be streaming when you're done. I did have a limited amount of time today, and this is going to be how it is for the next few weeks, so unfortunately, this is the last stream for a little while. For at least the next 3 weeks. So it's going to be a long break after this one. That's mainly because of just how work is during this time of year for me. So it takes up a lot more of my free time because I'll be working over on my shifts. So at least on Tuesdays. Maybe if I pick a different day, I can stream during that. But we'll see. This will be my last planned stream for a little while. So that's why I'm glad I get this opportunity. I'm glad to be playing these games. I've been wanting to get back to the TurboGrafx for a while, but I also got some, I don't know, I got a whole bunch of games I got to get through. So the backlog is immense and the challenge is real. That's why you'll see me play these games for a little while, not get too far into them, and then have to move on to another one. There are some times, too, where after the stream, I'll try to dive into a game. Oh, yeah. The radio on this one. If I'm right, this should start playing music, shouldn't it? Oops. Trying to figure out how to shift. So I don't know how to describe this. It's been a while since I played the Master System version, but this is pretty close. The choppiness of the trees there that are coming down, they're like flashing on and off to give you the illusion of movement. They're not moving at all to give you that illusion of depth. So, not flat out terrible by first impression. It is playable. Ooh, there we go. It is playable, but not my favorite. Oh, darn it, not my favorite version of the port. That was weird. I dropped down from top speed, but my engine sound didn't change. Yeah, see that right there? That looks so... I hate to say it, but it looks so fake. They're not even doing a good job of faking the illusion of depth on here when you're going fast. It just flashes, the raster effect just looks like it's flashing. It doesn't look like it's moving. And the same thing with all the stuff on the side of the road. Those walls, that wall there that's popping up out of view. Oh, that's the first crash I've had. So again, if I had, well, again, this is the PC engine, not the TurboGrafx, so given the choice between this and the Genesis version, definitely the Genesis version is kicking butt out of this one. But given the choice between this and the Master System version, I don't know, it's looking like a close call to me. I guess, like I said, the controls are there. It's working somewhat to me, but again, one of the challenges with these raster racing games is trying to figure out, you know, where you're going to go at in a turn and things like that. So I mean, it's definitely a dated style of racing gameplay. Yeah, but when you see them off in the distance too, you got some sprite flickering. Okay, that's ridiculous. But yeah, I'm gonna say that I'm a bit distracted by the fact that the background is just flashing. It's not really giving you that illusion of movement I would expect from a game like this. And what's funny is that, yeah. Oh, that's it. I ran out of time? Yep. Yeah. There's no way I was going to make that home. I had too many crashes. That's a game where you really have to know those turns and everything. Looks like Outrun to you. Yeah, it does, but it's not as well done, if I can say that. The visual styles were taking me out of the game. Outrun only came for the PC. Yep, only came out for the PC engine, yep. Curious, do games like this for the console come with manuals or anything, something? They did come with manuals, but I don't have the manuals to them. For the PC engine version, I just have the cards. Playing Cruising USA. An early version of it, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and switch the game here. So that was interesting. And again, these are Sega games on not Sega's console. Here's one that I got for the US. It's another arcade game. And Namco was actually a huge supporter of the PC engine in Japan. Not so much the TurboGrafx. I think if they did, they would have had a much bigger success right off the get-go. Ooh, do you guys hear that already? So here's Pac-Land, another arcade port. Yeah, I was going to say, this is the, unfortunately, not Pac-Man. When they tried to make Pac-Man a side-scrolling platformer. So, arcade perfect port? Not quite. These are good friends of Pac-Man in the Pac-Land. This looks like the same exact level, okay, I was going to say, except for, and I like the intro here because it's giving me an idea of how to play the game. Now let's just go ahead and play it. It's an arcade game. How complicated can it be? Oh, what in the world? This is backwards. So, the directional pad is how you jump, and the 1 and 2 button is how you move. So it's backwards. This is your movement control This is your jumping. Look at the background. The background looks like somebody drew this in Microsoft Paint way back in the day. Got him. Where did Pac-Man get this nice hat? Oh, look, there's a church in the background, too. I want to say that the graphics look strangely like those early text adventure games. Or those, I guess they'd be graphic adventure games. Like the Sierra Online, Roberta Williams stuff. Oh. Nope. Again, that's... the backwardness of the control is really getting me here. I like Pac-Man, but man, Pac-Man does not make a good side-scrolling platformer. It's kind of boring, actually. There we go. So I'm supposed to somehow go back and grab the ghosts. I guess. I've played this game before, but it's like I'm learning it all over again. So if you guys haven't heard of this game, it's called Pac-Land. And this was in the arcades at one point. I call it kind of like a mistake. But you can still find it. You can still find it out there in the wild. Sorry, I missed my footrest. Put this down on the ground. I got rid of my printer recently, which used to sit down here, and now I use the thing the printer used to sit on as a not exactly high production value. Hey, for 1984, yes. For 1989, this was a bit of a mistake. Oh, come on. You have to jump to get on the platform? That's interesting. Okay. That's also interesting. So, when do I press up? I couldn't figure out how to go to the trampoline. Continue? Why not? So apparently I have to like build up speed before I... Okay, now hang on a second. Last time I couldn't do that, and this time I could. Sorry. I really don't like inconsistencies in the gameplay. If you guys haven't been able to tell. Alright, I got a running head start. Is there any way? There's no other buttons on here. Anyone know how I'm supposed to get over that? Or might I lose all my lives trying? It's like I can't go fast enough. Alright, I just jumped over it. Yeah, I'm gonna say. Even if they offered me to continue, I'm not doing that again. So go down and then over. Yeah, that might do it. Let's try it. That's what I tried to do the last time, but I jumped over it instead. That's very inconsistent. It must be where the platform is. But again, and I can't stress this enough, the controls are backwards. I have to move by pressing the 1 and 2 button, and the directional pad makes you jump. So, there is that. That did nothing. Pac-Man never got in the series. Yeah. If I jump onto the trampoline, it doesn't just immediately bounce me off. In fact, it makes me do worse. Do I have to build up, like stand on it for a little while and then jump? I feel like that's not going to work out. I'm glad it's giving me continuous because I want to figure this out. Oh yeah, and Pac-Man doesn't stop on a dime. If this was like the precursor to, Okay. I have no idea. Every button on the directional pad makes you jump. Oh! I think I figured it out. You have to hold the jump button as well, but I'm used to holding this as the jump button, so that was messing with me. So I have to hold up and over at the same time. And apparently they expected that to be a huge challenge for people to figure out. Oh no, now I gotta go the opposite way. So yes, the only challenge... Yeah, if you ever go back, there's always a ghost to kill you. Okay, yeah, and it's really messing with me. How did I do that? Okay, I got over, but then I started going the opposite direction. Okay, double jump. There is such a thing as double jumping in this game. Okay, so that ghost is counting me down there. Frustrating gameplay. There are magic boots somewhere that make you fly? Yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed some of the comments here. Pac-Land never got into series. We saw that one. Have I played Mario and Luigi Dream Team yet? I have not. I don't know. I have one of the Mario and Luigi games. I don't know if it's Dream Team. It does not automatically throw me across, yeah. It's going backwards is kind of... That's an issue. Very curious. How do I get over this one? Okay, apparently I go through. I don't understand what I just did. I don't understand how sometimes I can jump as many times as I want, and other times I can't. There we go. Hey, there's Miss Pac-Man and the kid. My gosh. Tedious gameplay. Not fun at all. What really kills me is the... Why are the 1 and 2 buttons your directional pad, and why is the directional pad your jump? Okay, I've lost my double jump again now. Pac-Man died today, sadly in a tragic auto accident. Why the ghosts need to be driving your car to begin with, I have no idea. So this is trip 2, but it's the same exact background graphics and everything. Not to mention my awesome soundtrack with this game. And now we're back to this. Wow. I miss golf too. Yes, Pac-Man Jr. We are not going to continue this. I'm done with this. Wow. Would have been a hugely disappointing thing. If you're a fan of Pac-Man, you are not going to be a fan of that. I mean, at least back in the day, for sure. That was terrible. In the words of Charles Barkley. Alright, what else we got here? Oops. Already gotten through a significant amount of games today, but here's one I've been wanting to play for a while. I don't know what it is. All I know is that it was expensive to collect. What, the golf? Yeah. I've heard of What the Golf, but I don't think I've ever played it. That would be one to do on the stream if I never have. Alright, so here is another feature game. This is one that I've been recommended a whole bunch of times, and as an essential game to have on the TurboGrafx. And I'm curious if it's just the aesthetic or what. But it looks like kind of like a... Are you supposed to be like Jason? So you're some sort of psychopathic killer with a mask on. Your life is measured in actual hearts, not the fake hearts. That's a good change of pace. This game looks difficult, though. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get too far into it. But the game is called Splatterhouse. Yeah, now we're cooking. Splatterhouse is awesome. It's an amazing game. See, this is my first impression. Kind of reminds me of like the early, I'm thinking of Final Fight, but what else am I trying to think of? Beat 'em ups. So it looks like another one of those early games there like that. I like how this guy just gets the crap smacked out of him in these demos. I also like that the life is measured in actual hearts. That Pac-Man game was quite something. Yes, it was. I can't believe that was in arcades, too. It's definitely a game that has been forgotten today. It's not beloved by fans. The aesthetic of this game is something. Did you get a shotgun? That's pretty graphic. Now, this game would have put you well and above Nintendo already. Because here you already have the gory themes, but you get a shotgun in the game. That was something that didn't happen much. Alright, I'm getting excited for this. Let's try this out. Definitely early graphic style. Very graphic for its time. This is a Namco game, and believe it or not, the game I just played was a Namco game. Oh. Still got me with his acid. But looks like I missed a power-up. Now, isn't that a little on the nose? You're hitting bats with a bat. Oh. Okay, now I'm starting to... Yep, I'm starting to make mistakes. I got a little impatient. And it cost me three hits. Oh, these guys jump. Okay. Can I continue where I left off? Nope, of course, because this is a game from the 90s. Gotta start from the beginning. Oh no, I just start without my bat. Okay. Ah, that's interesting. I didn't know I could do that move. See, it looks like I have the turbo on, but I am manually just spamming the button. Let's see what happens if I... Oh, and they take more than one hit. Oh! Okay, so I want to hit their head. Can I hit while in air? Oh. Okay, I can just go up. What's this? Oh. Is that it? Okay, it's just one of those stages. Oh. And there I thought it was it. So I died. Gotta go to this whole thing again? Yep. Quick reflexes. Oh. How do I get, how do we get rid of them? Unless they attach themselves to me. I lost 2 hits with 1 mistake. Okay, now it's over. Interesting. Definitely not terrible. I like the pause. Let's see here. Splatterhouse PC version. Oh, I need the PC Engine version. See, I got this for the TurboGrafx because I was trying to get as many of those as I could. Actually, this came in a lot. So the PC version, the PC Engine version is not edited. I'll try it. First time I played this, I don't think I got so far. Don't think it's really hard. Yeah, it's not necessarily hard. It's memorization of patterns, I think, is what makes this game is the major gameplay style. And watch the story scene. He isn't a killer. Okay, he kind of looks like that. Let's see here. You have the arcade version on a compilation for Switch? Really? Interesting. Namco Museum arcade pack. Okay. Interesting. It's interesting this is a Namco game. Oops. Okay, I picked up something and dropped it really quick. I'm assuming this is the weapon I want. Okay. Can I hit those things? And do I want to hit those things? Do I carry my bat with me? No. Oh, auto-scrolling level. So we got like water monsters here. So I guess the only thing that kind of holds this game back a tiny tad, yep, tried to do that, didn't work out. Wish I had my baseball bat with the longer range. Don't kill me, don't kill me. Okay. Got one heart left. Oh my gosh. Yeah, seeing this as a kid would have been traumatizing. Just saying. Oh, that's it. Game over. So that's interesting. Kind of a standard beat 'em up. Definitely a Halloween theme, and I'm always looking for games like that. So, yeah. Decent title for a first impression. Definitely could grind at this a bit more. The arcade style is, yeah, you got memorizing the patterns and then going through it. So I would have liked that game back in the day, but I don't know. Depending on the age that I played it, could have been a bit more too traumatic. All right, well, believe it or not, that's the last PC Engine game I had planned for today, and I don't have something hooked up that can play Wheel of Fortune. So I think that's actually going to do it for this stream. Let's see, what did we get through today? We got through Splatterhouse, Pac-Land, Outrun, Space Harrier. What else was there? Another second one. Can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, we got through those. Then we played... I can't even remember what I started the stream with. Isn't that terrible? Oh yeah, we played the Silent Debuggers. What else do you guys remember that I played? Pack was not a typo, by the way. Let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. Salamander, thank you. Yeah, I was going to say, I did a couple of shooters. And I did Gradius 2. Or Gradius 1, and then I asked if there was a Gradius 2. So yeah, that is definitely a big stream. What else was there that I'm missing? I feel like I'm missing one more. Before I take my capture card, or my capture SD card out to see what games I actually played. I got through a lot of them in 2 hours. But again, you just got done eating Asian noodles, yum. You know, I need to get myself some, I guess that's the non-brand name of it, but I do have some ramen noodles I need to eat it myself. I may get I had a light dinner, so I may get a snack here before I have to head off. I do have my other second job doing Shinobi, thank you. I was trying to think of what was the other Sega game that I played. And Shinobi was good on here too. So, yeah, I think eventually, it'll be a little while. Once I get into the TurboGrafx, I'll probably do a video comparing Sega's games on the PC Engine / TurboGrafx into their other games. So, I'm sorry, into their other systems to their actual systems. So, I guess that's something I'll have to work on. I am going to put it in the Twitter feed, but I also want to know what your guys' opinions are on what games should I cover next, or what games should I cover more in depth. I played games like Bonk, some of the classic titles, everything that was launched in 1989 with the console I've played, so there is that. I was trying to think if there's any other announcements I need to do. This week I have a micro review coming because, again, I'm very busy, so the micro reviews don't take as much time, but I'm able to cover at least one topic in depth. So I think that's actually going to be it for me for now. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the stream light. And the next time I stream will most likely, or at least the next planned stream on a Tuesday, is most likely going to be in September. So unfortunately, that's it for me for a while because, again, work things will pick up. But I will be back. Don't you worry. And if I have some time over the weekends, maybe I'll throw up a couple streams. Might not be TurboGrafx 16 stuff. Yep, I'll end with that. Don't worry. I wish I could fade it in during this. I'll have to figure out how to do that. But it'll play at the end here. But I just want to let you guys know, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all of your support so far. We're coming up. This is 3 years. I've been at this for 3 years now. So the next time you see me, I'll be starting Season 4. I never would have thought, or Year 4 is what I call it. Never would have thought I would have been this far. So I really want to thank you all who are viewing me tonight, who are viewing this on replay, and who have done it so far. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Just taking a short break, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you again for joining me. Have a great night, everyone.